Hello and welcome back to our first coverage for 2023 here at Crew 42, the Noble Appliance Open presented by Archival Brewing. This is our MPO feature card, and I am joined today by our TD for the event, Mr. RJ Centala. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, we're super excited to be back out here this season. We are here at the Grand Rapids North Rotary course here. Short little course here. We're a little worried about weather initially. You kind of see the rain in the background, but most of it was gone. Didn't sprinkle, just a little bit here and there for the first round. We actually got quite lucky with the weather. Super excited to kind of check out this new course. Lots of water will be in play today. How do you think it played today?
It definitely was wet in a lot of the fairways today.
And it's going to make an impact here. We have Nick Gill, first person on the card. If you asked him how many hot dogs he can eat in an hour, he says he can eat 5. I think that's a pretty respectable and honest answer here.
Yes, that is.
Marwede, he's a little bigger guy. He's going to say 13 for him. He's out of Alpina, probably the best player in the field here, rating-wise for sure. But he's got a couple touring contenders here in DW Haas, who also says only 5. He's a smaller guy, so we'll respect the number. And then we have the champ himself, Mr. Personality, Jared Stoll, who's going to try to contend with Marwede here, saying a double-digit 10. And love having him on the channel. He's quite the character. Figured we'd do a nice little intro, DW helping him get through the ropes. Love to have him on the channel. We're going to start off here with hole 1. RJ, break it down. What do we got going on?
Yeah, so that tree on the right that I kind of have with that's marked, you got to go left of that. All that water in the fairway is out of bounds, and the river to the left is out of bounds. If you do go out of bounds or miss the Mando, there is a drop zone. But yeah, it's just 300 feet. Throw it left to right, and hopefully get your birdie to start your day.
I really like the drop zone too, on top of the hills. Yeah,
it gives you a chance to run it.
Yep, without it being too easy.
Right.
I would imagine most of these are going to be forehands, starting off with Nick Gill. This is a Raptor.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. It's a little long. It's maybe pushing edge of circle, maybe circle 2, but good putt to start the day.
Marwede, he's going to throw a forehand too.
Yeah, he's kind of known for that. Gets a little bit of a branch there. Didn't affect him too much, though. Looks like that's going to be well in circle 1.
Loving the koozies by Great Lakes there on the bottom of the basket.
Those were really hard to put on because these baskets are not very tall. I had to put a lot of muscle into those. Ooh, that one gets real tight on that tree, but that's going to end up just fine.
Mm-hmm. And in case, you didn't watch the practice round, it's a ruin. It's going to be a common thing for DW. He's really good with them.
That one actually was a chariot.
No, stop it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, he used to throw that a lot.
Okay,
and that looks like that's probably like a Pioneer, I think is what he throws on a lot of those, like 9-speed forehand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is looking like just maybe inside.
Yeah, just inside.
Just a little high there.
Good line. This is quite the tester putt to start your day on.
Yeah, for sure. You want to be a little closer. That was wobbling the whole way.
Yeah.
Sat, though.
That's all that matters. Make sure we get that par save for sure. Hole played at 2.83 for the open field for this particular event.
Yeah, it's a little, the OB doesn't really play for the guys that can just hit this gap. It's kind of a big gap for a lot of the open guys.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Surprisingly played as one of the more, like the 6th most difficult hole. I'm imagining that's just because the forehand itself is probably reaching.
It's a little
for
longer.
Guys. Yeah,
it's definitely something that's, not a lot of people have like a 300 to 320 foot forehand that they can hit.
They probably did what Nick did too, just get themselves a little in that kind of uncomfortable putting range to start their day. But we're gonna move on here onto hole 2, par 4, 538. RJ, what's the key to success here?
You want to be not on the left side unless you want to have like a hyzer skip shot into the green. Right side's good. You just have a little pitch forehand in. If you get far enough down there, you might even be able to have just a little jump putt into the basket. There is some water in this kind of peninsula area. You can see to the left of the basket that does play out of bounds, but this one should be a 3.
Yeah, for these guys for sure.
Yeah, that'll be pretty good.
Yep.
I think that's kind of going right, and then right back to it's just your stock kind of S-curve shot for a lot of these guys. You can see that's the long drive that I put out here.
3 inches in front of it, and you can hear Marwede walking away from the tee pad to hold, baby, hold against a card like this. DW can bomb, Jared can bomb, Nick can throw real good too.
That's turned over, but Yeah, that's actually really turned over. Holy cow.
That's honestly the worst landing spot, I think, if you go for pin high.
Yeah.
I think the easier 3 here is actually to not try to go for max distance for these guys, but actually kind of lay up like Marwede did a little bit. Marwede's not known for his power, but that's definitely a big shot for him just to get into that gap. Nice little layup.
You really just only need like 370 feet.
Yep.
And just be a little bit right.
This is a guy who can absolutely reach this. I think it's a Rive in his hand here.
Yeah. Yeah, he throws those a lot. Gets it a good little hyzer flip. Oh, yeah, that's going to be pretty good if it comes back.
Yeah, we thought that was good angle. It just kept flipping a little bit for him.
I don't know if there was I think the wind was pretty manageable for these guys during the the first round, but yeah, it's not too bad of an angle. Yeah, okay, he got a little lucky through there, but
yeah, poke and pray. He's gonna have a putt. It's a dangerous spot over there, but it is a putt from there if you can find a gap.
This is what you want right here. Just lined up right with the basket. Give it a little bit of a baby run.
With Marwede.
That got a little bit of a roll at the end.
A little unlucky, but we'll see what he can. He's in circle 1 still.
Yeah.
Marwede's pretty good from there.
See, this is kind of what you don't want necessarily, is to have to do something tricky. But yeah,
good pitch.
Yep.
He can make that one for sure. Yeah, this right side's scary.
Yeah, this is tough. Just find your little gap, get yourself a 20-footer.
Mm-hmm. Just found Nick's disc and said, I'm going to go right on top of it.
Grab.
DW wants nothing to do with that putt. It's going to be a little too tricky for him, so he's going to lay up for his par, unfortunately.
Yeah, smart played at the beginning of the round. Good putt from Nick.
Got Jared as well for his 3 look. Yeah, just
Good
like
putt.
that. Yeah. Here's Marwede.
A little bit obstructed.
Yeah, a little pinched here. And a rare C1 miss from him. He did have a little obstruction as he went down. He wasn't quite comfortable, but it was not exactly the shot he was looking for there. But a couple tap-in pars. We're going to be moving on to hole 3. And this course has probably 9 good holes where we can start making some attackable tee shots here. 283 feet. There's a little knoll. What would you call that? A little knoll mound?
Just a little mound,
okay,
yeah.
A little anthill there right in front of the basket that kind of protects it from the forehand. So you can either throw the backhand kind of at the basket or throw the forehand really high to try to get over it. Maybe get a little deep of the little anthill there. Honestly, if you hit it late, it usually will nudge it just past the basket. Nick making runs at the basket right away. That's the clean high run. High run for the basket there.
That's exactly what you want to do. You just pretty much aim a little left, throw a hyzer.
Yeah, if you're throwing forehand on 1, you're throwing a forehand. You should be throwing a forehand here.
Yeah,
for sure. This is the same shot. And there's the little hill bump from Jared.
I think the basket used to be on that hill, and then they moved it for some reason. I don't know why, but yeah.
This course has had several adjustments to it. Here's Marwede's going to go to that high gap.
Real high.
Oh yeah, let's just do that, I guess. Nothing like
that's a good way to make up for that miss.
Yeah, I was gonna say miss C1, get ace. It's not.
I was actually in the caddying for my buddy in the group in front. We did not hear. We just saw the disc in the basket and figured, oh, somebody must have like threw in from the fairway, or because nobody said anything.
Yeah.
I just saw a disc in the basket, saw that it was a hurricane. I'm like, oh, okay, so Andy must have just threw in an ace. I didn't realize it like was right off the top of the hill.
A little doinker right there.
Dang.
It tried to slip through the bat chains a little bit too, but
yeah, that's pretty good. That's got to be how many aces you had on the channel now?
This is the second one. First one was by Tristan Tanner at the CCR Open. So thank you, Andrew, as we get our Michigan hero here trying to get an ace for the channel. Thank you so much. That's a awesome feeling to see that. And DW somehow has to throw after that.
That's tough when somebody aces right in front of you. That looks good, though.
This needs to get left. Yeah, that's the danger on the backhands if you turn it over a little too much.
A little short, but still a putt.
RJ, did you get that PayPal I sent you for
he's yelling at you about that payment for the ace pool.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it hasn't gone through yet. Yep. Of course. Yep.
So, we have now here to DW.
Circle 2.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little left. Just didn't commit enough to the right side. You really got, and those circle 2 putts, you got to aim just a little right of the pole.
This should be a tap in for Nick. I do appreciate Nick's game in the sense of saying that 10 feet, 15 feet, he takes his routine very seriously.
Oh, you got to.
Yeah, if it's a 40-foot putt or if it's a 10-foot putt, he'll still take his 10 seconds to do his routine, get himself locked in, which helps him maintain his consistency and helped him get to Team Discraft over the end of last year, right?
Yeah, he improved a lot within the last year. The last calendar year here, he's really just... I think he's gone up at least like 20, 30 rating points.
Yeah, he's gotten really good real fast. Now we're on to hole 4. We've got some special things going on here, RJ. What's going?
We got the hazard area that's kind of flagged off right in the front there. So if you throw it in, you do have a penalty stroke. If you do go long, you are going to have to putt towards the hazard. This tee area is not the greatest when it's wet like this. So footing is going to be very important as well.
Mm-hmm. Probably the roughest tee pad as in water condition for the day.
Yeah, this one in 9 definitely had the worst tee conditions. I tried to give the guys as much room off the sides as they could.
It's a pretty popular course, though. You can see people have been playing it quite a bit.
Yeah, they heard there was an event going on this weekend, and a lot of people came out to play. This is kind of the first week it was playable. 2 really good shots, though, to start off this, both in circle 1, in both different ways to play it.
Mm-hmm. I like Marwede's play a little better. Terms of safety. He just kind of gives the forehand. It goes away from the OB. The only risk in it is that you could be putting back towards the hazard. So that's a danger. If you're not a real confident putter, then you might give yourself a little risk there. But Marwede's pretty good at putting, so I don't think he's thinking about that.
Yeah. And that looks a little sawed off. That did. Oh, nope, that got there. Yep. I thought it was going to be short, but got there, and that's going to be in circle 1 as well.
That had to be a real... Okay, we have Marwede here with his putt farthest out, and it's pretty easy.
Yep. Putting is easy, as his mini says.
Jared now. A little closer than Marwede was.
Oh.
Just a bit of a mistake there from Jared.
Yeah, that one's you're going to think about that one after the round.
Still having a pretty good start. I would say that 3 down through 4, you're doing well. I think a 4 through 4 is like pretty ideal.
Yeah, 4 through 4 is pretty much as good as you can do, unless you have an ace and then birdie all of them. So.
I was going to say, Marwede was close to almost having the nuts.
Yeah.
But
and then a par for Nick. Is that?
No, that's a birdie.
Okay.
That's a birdie from Nick.
Okay.
We'll fix that in post. Everyone's going to be like, why is he saying par? It just says birdie on the screen. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my favorite hole in the course, hole 5. RJ, break it down.
Yeah, so you got pretty much this hole forces you to throw a power hyzer to this fairway area. This left area is completely out of bounds, and then the right side got the water that's out of bounds. Basket kind of, it's on this right side, so you can see some shots going to the water to the right. And then if you do go out of bounds off the tee, you do have a drop zone. So I did also flag off this to the right so people can get a little bit better angle and also not sprain their ankle.
Yeah, always helpful. Marwede here.
Pretty much the play, as long as it doesn't hit those branches, even if it does. Yep.
Just a tickle is okay.
Yeah. Those branches are very catchy, though. I played a couple practice rounds, and that out of bounds does come in quite quickly if you hit those.
The hole plays as the hardest on the day. At
really?
Plus 3.8.
Really?
Yep, 4.38 on the day. That OB definitely came into play.
Wow.
You see just a little slip from Nick there. He kind of looks at his foot, kind of got overreached a little bit, and this is getting sawed off in early.
Yeah, that's the danger. You hit the gap, but if you throw something a little bit too stable, it's just not going to flip up enough. And this has got to be probably like a volt or something.
It's a volt, yeah. He's got volts and ruins, which are his go-to at this course. And this is looking really good.
Yep, that's pretty much exactly what you want to do.
He throws those things so far. I don't understand.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me either.
Isn't it an 8-speed, 7-speed, something like that?
Yeah, it's definitely probably one of the furthest flying in that speed range.
Yeah.
Just like this disc right here. That's really good. That's pretty much as good as you can get.
Every single person on that card, as soon as he let go of that, went, oh no, that's so early. And we thought for sure it was in the water, and halfway around the corner, donuts up at the front, like, why are you guys looking at the OB? It's like middle of the fairway. And Jared's like, oh, apparently I throw real hard.
Yeah, this drop zone is, it's definitely, you can save your par from here, but with the footing, again, it rained the night before and that morning of,
Yep.
so a little rough on the footing, even in the fairway.
Yeah, this is more sloshy kind of ground, so you see Marwede a little short here.
Yeah, circle 2.
Not quite able to get it there because he's can't quite commit to leaning into that turf there.
Yeah.
And there's a couple tire tracks, too. You can kind of see them in a minute.
Yeah, I'm not sure what was going on with that.
Someone wanted to go mudding, maybe.
Yep. Dub's lucky that I ran out of spray paint and didn't paint that long grass out of bounds.
Note to self, take 1 can of spray paint from RJ every tournament.
Yeah, I used 11 total spray paint cans for this weekend, so...
We appreciate the effort.
Yeah. And that looks like that will be right at the edge of circle 1.
Yeah, right around in that space. So here's Marwede for his birdie. This is circle's edge.
Ooh, a little low.
A little uncharacteristic for Marwede here.
Yeah, couple misses.
Not what you would expect. Usually, he's usually on the tour 1 or 2 on strokes gained on the putting green. And it looks like Jared is struggling to kind of
he's just
get
gotta,
going.
Yeah, get that groove with that putter right now.
DW gets his.
Yep. Good putt.
Even though it played as the hardest, it had way more birdies than the second and third hardest holes, which are later in this round.
Yeah, it's definitely, as you can see, very birdieable. And then also you can save your par just like Nick did when you go out of bounds. The trouble comes in is if you somehow find a way to go out of bounds twice. I mean,
yeah. That happened a lot. There are way more double bogeys plus on this hole than every other hole. There's a
go out of
lot.
bounds, yeah.
Since 2015, Great Lakes Disc has been supporting players at all levels, from local leagues and events to professional disc golfers on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Visit GreatLakesDisc.com to learn more.
Moving on to hole 6, probably the easiest hole in the day. I got stats in front of me, I should probably know this. It's not the easiest hole in the day, but it's one of the easiest. It's just a short little shot, 230, 240 here, downhill. Probably plays better with a forehand. The backhand's a better ace run.
Yeah.
We'll see what these guys are kind of go at here. I would imagine that if you have the backhand, you're going to want to go something a little flippier and let it drift left or right. DW kind of laughing. There's a couple geese that are just absolutely going to town.
Just working them.
Oh, yeah. They were just honking as hard as possible. He had to take a look at him, give it a little chuckle. Unfortunately, a little slippage as well on his hand, it looks like.
Yeah, that's part of the conditions here is just keeping your disc dry. I mean, every time you throw a disc, you just got to dry it. It gets exhausting.
All right, here with Nick. He's going to go there with a backhand as well. Probably something that's going to flip left to right. He likes to throw magnets. I don't know if this is one for sure.
It's really flippy, though.
Oh, yeah. I know he's got a yellow one, but that thing's a little straighter, a little more stable.
You didn't throw that hard at all, and I mean, it's nice to have a disc like that in your bag.
Effortless. Got a judge here from Jared, who's also very beat in. He's probably going for a very similar one. This looks acy.
Oh, goodness, that was just a foot off.
Jared almost giving me another one. I would have much appreciated that. It'd been great to have 2 in one day.
Oh, the reels would have been crazy on that.
Clip it, put it online, tag us. We'd love it.
Circle 2, just a little right and low.
Tickle the chains.
This basket's a little higher. I think the ground is kind of eroded away. You can see the kind of the base there. So it's a little weird putting on. Wobbles that one into the chains.
Yeah, he's got a little wobble to his putt, but as long as it goes in, it goes straight. I mean,
Hey, a lot of
no
good
complaints.
putters.
Yeah.
A lot of good putters have the wobble.
Plays as the 4th easiest hole on the day.
Yeah.
At 2.42, so most guys getting the birdie here, over 50%. I don't know who it is. I'm not going to look it up, but there was 1 bogey on the hole.
Well, that's tough.
That's how the...
If you go into that woods on the right side, you might just not have a shot.
Very true.
Yeah, it kind of almost plays this natural out of bounds when you go into that woods to the right because you really just don't have a lot of. It's pretty much a jail cell.
What if I had teed him up just there where he like spit out and that was the bogey? And
Oh, that would be tough.
No, he's too good
That'd
for that,
be tough.
folks. He's too good. Hole 7. RJ, break it down. What do we got?
So yeah, this one I had to move the tee pad out to the left because that area you see to your right there, that's the regular fairway that's completely underwater. So that's playing out of bounds. You got to go kind of around the woods, and then yeah, the basket right there, 325, water to the right as well. Gonna be a forehand or a backhand turnover, which it looks like a lot of these guys have those in the bag.
Yeah, this is kind of going back to if you played hole 1 with a forehand, then you're going to go back to it right here for sure. Marwede's got plenty of forehand power. It's going to go way up in the air.
Yeah, that takes a lot of power to go that high and that spiky. But that's I think these greens are going to play pretty spiky though.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised that didn't tombstone.
Yeah, the real soft ground. I don't think you're going to get to see a lot of skip. Just like that, yeah.
Super soft.
Yeah, that was a Raptor too. That takes a lot of power to get a Raptor that far.
What is this disc again?
This one, gosh, it's probably a Rive or something even a little bit more stable.
Okay.
But
He's
again,
leaning over. Get that skip in. Oh, no. Too wet.
Yep. Yeah, that had more of a spike angle than a skip angle.
Yeah.
If you want to get that more of a skip, you definitely got to throw a little more flat.
Yeah.
And then backhand turnover with this Chariot again. This looks good. Oh yeah, real
That's
good.
really good. Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
Yep, good angle control coming into the green with that turnover. A lot of guys will turn it over too much, and then you see a little cut roll at the end.
Okay, Jared. Putting the putting woes to bed. Catching a
Yep.
good side on the left.
Yeah,
These are some old baskets. They're not, as good as catching at some other baskets. A lot of people have opinions on that, but that one is a great catch for this basket today.
they catch the dead center ones. That's the most important. I don't see a lot of dead center spit outs. The low right side is definitely an area that you'll see some spit outs on, but they're pretty fair except like the high spots. These chains just don't give in.
Yeah.
That is a very good hole though for the card. All birdies.
I think it's our first star frame actually as we head into hole
yeah.
8, which is one of the harder holes again on this
this
course. Plays as the second hardest hole. The green here kind of snakes around. It's OB left, OB right the whole way down. You have 2 plays at this. You can either throw a really high forehand or backhand turnover and just try to push it past the OB and then have an open putt on the way back. Or you can lay up in the fairway there and then try to pitch up for your 3. The problem with that is that the layup is not even guaranteed.
Yeah, it's a tough. I'm surprised this one didn't play the toughest on the day.
Well, at least for this round. It might
For
be
this
round 2.
Yeah, true. Yeah, that's the most common play for these guys. That's just blast it long of the OB and
I was
have
shocked
a
he
90
didn't
footer.
go. He didn't go forehand.
It's a long forehand. I mean, 377 on just pure hyzer is a long way. This is. I mean, if this gets past it, that's going to be really good. Oh, just past it too. See, even that didn't have enough to the right. I mean, you just gotta. It's just ridiculous how far right this is.
Agreed. I most of the shots I watched when you look at them go drifting to the right, you're like, okay, that has a chance. Then you walked up there and saw there was 60, 70, 80, 90 to the left.
That's
it's like,
still going right. That's got a chance. That's really good if it gets over.
I think it's a pine.
Yeah, that's even circle 2. I mean, you saw how far that went. That still isn't right enough. I mean, you just got to be so far. It looks like a shank coming out of your hand when you go right enough.
Or like dangerously inside.
Yeah. That's still probably not going to be right enough as well.
Yeah, this is looking where like Nick was. Ooh. Tickling.
Goodness.
Gonna have a sign to contest with here.
Yeah. Yeah, this looks just like a little pitch up.
I think Marwede agreed. Just no damage on this hole today.
Yeah.
And
Give
that
it a
kinda
little floaty bid. Yep.
And that kind of shows the experience that he has, right? Playing on so many holes, knowing which ones are worth getting. I mean, the bonus birdie here is immense, and you're probably gaining so many, stroke on the field, but the mistake of going in the OB just leaves you losing strokes so fast. And so he's going to say, I'm going to take the easy 3 here.
Yeah. And I think a lot of these guys, a lot of the top pros are going to be doing that, where they're going to be doing what Nick and Dub did, giving a little bit of a run from that, late circle 2, but no damage done on the putt.
Here's Jared with a birdie look. Oh,
Ooh,
yes.
That's got to be one of the only birdies that you see all day. That's a really good. After missing a couple kind of dinker ones, getting this one must feel really good.
Yeah, that's a stroke back on everyone. In fact, he is one of 2 birdies on the round for today. Him and Nick Weissel
Yeah, lefty.
getting the birdies.
Yeah, yeah, big lefty.
Yeah, he's a
Backhand.
power thrower too. So
Yeah. I mean, that's just, he probably just threw like his most stable distance driver.
I'm throwing on hyzer, guys.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Good lefty hole.
All right.
And a good hole for Jared.
Speaking of the hardest holes, we've already seen the hardest hole for the round. We've seen the second hardest, and now it's time for the third hardest hole in hole 9.
Yeah.
Break it down for us.
Yeah, this one is kind of just a power backhand. It's tough because you really got to keep it straight, but if you keep it too straight, you might end up in that woods to the right. The OB is on the left there. It kind of wraps just in front of that tree too, which is a little bit evil on my part to...
You sneaky guy.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping somebody would be in it. Yep, using the side of the tee pad there. This one, the tee pad is just super slick. And that's the common miss. You see that at least 2 of your 4 card mates are going to do that per round.
Yeah, I think this is like a very similar to hole 2, excuse me, in the sense of saying that if you really try to go for the pin, you tend to pull it over and you kind of get into that real rough patch on the right side, and that's the danger. And we see
Andy looks like he's just playing it for the fairway.
Yep.
Get up and down.
A little tickle on that tree there, probably cut him off some power, but that's really the safest way to guarantee a 3.
Then Nick's going with the towel on the pad, which these rubber tee pads are just awful in the rain. I felt so bad that it rained. It wasn't supposed to, and then it did. You know how it goes.
I was going to say 5 days before the event, everything's clear. It's going to be 75 and sunny. 2 days before the event, thunderstorms.
By the way,
whole
it's going to
day.
rain.
Yeah, like the whole day. And then like the day before the event, oh, never mind, it's going to be done by 5.
Ooh, that is not good.
This is the mistake you can't have, is slipping off the left, and he's going to sail that over into the OB.
Yeah.
We did get the disc back. Don't worry.
That's good. Yeah, because that is very mucky in there.
That's honestly the word I was thinking too. It's literally
just mucky,
swampy and mucky. Yeah.
Yeah, let that. Yep, that's fine. Yeah, maybe a little shorter than he wanted, but that's just like.
He probably didn't want to run it with the OB.
Right. Yeah.
There's OB right there at the pine trees.
Yeah, you can see that line.
Me.
Yeah, I mean, I just didn't feel like going through all the twigs and stuff to do my out of bounds line. It was a long day. Ooh, yep. That's what happens when you pull that right. You gotta go through jail.
And there's a little walking path that Nick was going for, but it's real tight.
I'm surprised Jared's not just doing like a little skip forehand just to get yourself a 20-footer.
The angle is not doing justice. I mean, he's going for 30 feet if he goes that side.
Really?
Yeah, it's really pinched. He thinks he
that's
can
really good.
Poke and pray, and he certainly prayed well enough.
Yeah, yeah. You won't see a lot of them get through there. And now this is this is tough. Circle 2, straddle out of the woods.
Bang.
He really just doesn't even care.
No, it was going to be a 3 no matter what. Never a doubt.
Yeah. That's a putt I can't hit because my legs are too short. I can't stretch that much. Yeah, I'd be doing.
Yep.
I'd probably be doing a forehand.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And there's OB behind that basket, too. If that misses, that could scoot towards the OB for sure. There's danger involved. He's getting a second look at this. A little walk-off by Nick Gill here.
Cool as a cucumber. And that shirt looks nice.
Yeah, it does. It looks great. I mean, he makes everything look great, but that shirt is especially great.
Yeah. Disc Golf Threads. I'm sure Nick has a discount code for you guys. Hit him up.
But use mine instead. No,
oh, you have that too?
I do.
My bad. Use Zach's then. Sorry.
Buy what Nick's wearing, but use my code to help me.
For sure.
And then buy another one and give it to Nick so you can help with both. That's really what we're trying to say here. Shameless plug.
Yeah, card finished over par on that one.
Yeah, unfortunately, but we have here our first 9 holes are done. Neg 5 for Nick, 6 for Marwede, 3 for DW, and 5 for Jared. Pretty good starts. 5-6 is what you're looking for.
That's really good. Yeah.
You could get a couple bonus birdies, maybe be at 7, but that'd be kind of like a really, really hot round. DW a little bit behind here, but still, he's a back 9 kind of player. We're looking to see him kind of shine there. Thanks to our Patreon family for supporting us and continuing to allow us to go out there and make great coverage for you guys in Michigan and all around the country. Be sure to check out the back 9 coverage linked in that little box there on the left, and subscribe if you haven't already. That really supports the channel.
Subscribe.
Do it. And we'll see you guys in the back 9.
All right.